So Travis, let's talk about the second of the personal competencies, self-management. What are some things that I can do to improve my score there?
Improving self-management is all about channeling your emotions in the right direction, getting them to drive the behavior that you want. Probably the single biggest driver of our emotions in one direction, or our behavior as a result of our emotions in one direction or the other, is what's called self-talk. Self-talk is these thoughts that we have that basically pass judgment on our emotions. And it's something we all do. It's just a little inner dialogue that runs through your head. And these judgments actually become sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And they can do that in a very negative way. You can have an emotion, you can feel bad about it, feel bad about the situation, and use that to drive a really negative behavior as a result. You can also understand your self-talk and take control of that to not just minimize the effect of the emotion, but to allow yourself to understand it and redirect yourself in a more positive direction.
I once heard a question about self-talk that said, if you had someone who talked to you the way you talk to yourself, would you hang around with them?
Great, yeah, that's a great one. And really, that would be an excellent question to ask yourself when you're trying to improve your self-management. Another one is something that most people just haven't fully experienced the benefits of until they try it, and that's called cleaning up your sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is, just how we have oral hygiene with brushing our teeth and using mouthwash. Sleep hygiene is not just getting enough sleep, but sleeping well. That means not being on the computer right before you go to bed, not drinking caffeine after noon, certainly not in the evening, allowing your body to really fully rest and get enough sleep. When you aren't well rested, you are far more prone to an emotional hijacking. When you're rested, your brain is actually more capable of a rational response to your emotions. So if you're struggling with emotions, if you're struggling with a particular area of self-management, cleaning up your sleep hygiene is actually a very effective technique that a lot of people benefit from.
Now, an element of that I found pretty interesting was also about getting a certain amount of sunshine every day. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, getting sunshine regulates your circadian rhythms. So the idea is you want to get at least 15 minutes of blue light in the AM. Blue light is unfiltered sunshine. So there's a few tricks to get this. If you don't have time to go for a walk in the morning, you can open the sunroof on your car while you're driving to work. But the idea is you want your body to experience that light in the morning because that sets your circadian rhythms off right. Now, the opposite effect, a negative way to do this, is your computer actually produces some blue light. While it isn't enough to kick your circadian rhythms off right in the morning, it's enough to throw them off at night. So when you can't sleep and it's 10 p.m. and you take the laptop out and you turn it on, that blue light's right in your face. It's actually having a subtle reset of your circadian rhythms that can make it harder to fall asleep and actually disrupts proper sleep cycle while you're sleeping, so you get a lower quality rest.
What about staying synchronized? Could you say a little bit about what it means to stay synchronized?
Well, you really want to look for synchronization between the meaning of the intent of your behavior and what your behavior is actually doing. And this is a big facet of self-management where people feel that they're managing their behavior well or they're managing the emotion, but the action isn't quite synchronized. So you want to stay synchronized, you want to sort of walk your talk, and a good way to find out if you're doing this well is to seek feedback from other people.
So sometimes I've described this as the words and music going together, that the words that I'm hearing and the music that I'm hearing are synchronized together, and that would be in the way that someone's intentions and their actions would be synchronized. Am I reading that correctly?
Right, and that's something you want to try to achieve, and this really goes back to self-awareness a little bit as well, because self-awareness enables self-management, so you want to look for places where maybe you aren't synchronized to try to improve that.
Because we do tend to fudge for ourselves. In other words, we judge ourselves by our intentions, but we judge others by their actual results. So being aware that maybe our intentions we're synchronized to our intentions, but maybe not synchronized to our reality.
Yeah, if you want to be a better self-manager, judge yourself by your actions, not by your intentions. And that's a great way to improve.